The path to knowing thyself is not a straight road. It is winding, mysterious, at times even frightening. For when you begin to look within, truly look within, you will encounter all the things you have hidden from yourself, not just your light, but your darkness, not just your dreams, but your fears, not just your strengths, but your insecurities. Yet to know thyself, you must face all of it unflinchingly, without judgment, without shame. Self-knowledge is not an act of achievement. It is an act of surrender. It is the courage to lay down the armor of pride and the shield of denial, and to sit quietly in the presence of your own being, to observe your thoughts as they rise and fall like waves, to feel your emotions without running from them, to ask the deep questions. Who am I when I am not what I do? Who am I when no one is watching? Who am I beneath my roles, my titles, my possessions? To know thyself is to stand naked before the mirror of your own consciousness, to see yourself not as the world has told you you are, but as you truly are, and that truth is not found in noise. It is found in stillness, not in comparison, but in clarity, not in validation, but in presence. This is why the ancient Greeks placed this saying at the temple of Apollo, because they knew that the greatest oracle is not out there, it is within you. You begin to understand that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness of your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the sky in which they move. You are not your failures. You are the one who learns from them. You are not your past. You are the one who survived it and grew because of it. And when you begin to see this with honest eyes, you reclaim your power. You return to your center. You awaken the ancient wisdom within. You know thyself means stop pretending, stop running, stop distracting. It means start listening, start observing, start remembering what the soul has always known, that you are not lost. You are only distant from your own truth. The world will tell you who to be, but your soul whispers who you are. The world will measure your worth in titles and trophies, but your soul knows your worth was never in question as you walk deeper into yourself. You begin to dissolve the false masks. You start to see how much of your identity was built to please, to impress, to protect. And while those masks may have served a purpose for a time, there comes a moment when they suffocate the spirit, and the spirit begins to whisper no more. It is time to breathe again. It is time to feel again. It is time to live from the inside out, not the outside in. To know thyself is to accept the full spectrum of who you are, the noble and the broken, the kind and the calloused, the confident and the afraid, to bring all of that into the light and say, this is me, not perfect, not finished, but real, and real is enough. Because when you are real, you are free, and when you are free, you are powerful, not in the way the world defines power, but in the quiet strength that comes from alignment. You no longer need to chase approval. You no longer fear solitude. You no longer react blindly to every emotion. Instead, you respond with awareness because you know your inner landscape. And when you know it, you can navigate life with wisdom and grace. Others may try to provoke you, but you do not lose yourself. Others may misunderstand you, but you do not abandon your truth because you are rooted in self-knowledge, and self-knowledge is peace. The journey of knowing thyself is lifelong. It is not a destination. It is a practice, and each day is an invitation. Each conflict, each joy, each quiet moment alone is an opportunity to return to yourself, to ask again, who am I becoming? Who am I serving? Who am I beyond this moment? And in asking those questions, you are not drifting further away. You are coming home to the soul that has always waited for you patiently, silently, lovingly. So listen within, not once, not twice, but daily. Develop the inner ear to hear the voice beneath the noise. That voice is not loud, but it is true. It does not scream, but it endures. It is the voice that calls you to purpose, that guides you through pain, that teaches you compassion for yourself and others. It is the divine whisper that says you are more than this moment. You are more than what you fear, more than what you have failed at, more than what they said you were in. That voice is your truest name. And when you begin to follow it, life begins to transform. Not because your circumstances instantly change, but because you see them differently. You meet challenge with wisdom. You meet conflict with clarity. You meet yourself with love. And in that meeting, you become whole again. So do not rush. Do not judge your progress. Take your time, but do not turn back. Keep walking inward with every breath, every insight, every choice. You are sculpting the most powerful version of yourself. Not one built by ego, but one revealed through honesty, humility, and presence. This is the work of a lifetime, and the reward is nothing less than the liberation of your soul. Know thyself, not once, but always. And in knowing yourself, you will come to know life itself more deeply, more beautifully, more truthfully than ever before. The path to knowing thyself demands courage, the kind of courage that stares into the abyss of your own being and does not flinch. It is the bravery to confront the shadows that lurk within the parts of you that you have banished to the dark corners of your mind. The anger, the jealousy, the regret, the shame, these are not enemies to be vanquished. They are teachers to be listened to, for in understanding them, you integrate them. You turn what was once weakness into wisdom. Self-knowledge is the ultimate empowerment. It frees you from the chains of external validation when you know who you are. You no longer need the approval of others to feel worthy. You no longer bend to the winds of opinion. You stand firm, rooted in your own truth, and from that place you can give to the world without depletion. Because you are filled from within. To know thyself is to know freedom. Freedom from the illusions of the ego. Freedom from the expectations of society. Freedom from the fears that have held you back. It is the freedom to live authentically, to pursue what sets your soul on fire, to love without reservation, to create without inhibition. And in that freedom, you become a light for others. Your self-knowledge inspires them to embark on their own journeys. Your authenticity gives them permission to be authentic. Your courage awakens their courage. Because when one person dares to know themselves, it creates a ripple that touches all who witness it. The ancient Greeks inscribed, "Know thyself" at the entrance to the temple of Apollo, because they knew that self-knowledge is the gateway to the divine. It is the bridge between the human and the holy. It is the realization that the God within you, the spark of the infinite, is waiting to be discovered. And when you know thyself, you know that spark. You know that you are part of something greater than yourself. So let the journey begin or continue wherever you are on the path. Commit to knowing thyself. Commit to the winding road, the mysterious turns, the frightening depths, and the glorious heights. For, in that commitment, you will find not just yourself, but the entire universe reflected back at you. Know thyself, and awaken to the power, the peace, and the purpose that has always been yours. This is not the end of the journey. It is the eternal unfolding, the endless discovery, the perpetual awakening. Know thyself, and let that knowing be the light that guides you through every moment of your life. Know thyself, and live fully, freely, fiercely. Know thyself, and become the masterpiece you were always meant to be. The end.
If you felt inspired by our journey through the Hellenic horizons, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.